back from COVID.
Let's go, Ted.
And apparently you're excited too. Taylor Grant, everyone! Showtime. It's good to be back on the stage. It's been a while for me, not because of COVID, but I had a major injury. My mother didn't think it was major. She just said, you don't know pain until you had pain. Whatever. But anyways, what was happening was I was getting crazy headaches, and they go up over my ears, down to my shoulders, and essentially I spent 8-9 months laying down, just useless. Kind of like my girlfriend in bed. But no, so I go to the doctor, I figure some things out, and it turns out I needed fucking brain surgery. So that was cool. What happened was, I'll try to explain it.
Neurobiology with Professor Grant, right, shall we? This right here will represent your spinal cord, okay? And this little doohickey here will be right here on your head, alright? Stay with me. Following?
So essentially, what happens is your spine goes up into here, and your brain should sit like right here. My issue was the hole in the base of my skull was too big, so my spine and my brain were squished together, okay? Which sucked. It sucked. And I was nervous. I got to the hospital, and I'm sitting there, and the nurse said, "So, here, put the gown on, and take off your clothes and put all your belongings in this bag." I said, "All right, you want like boxers and socks too?" "Oh yes, boxers and socks as well." I said, "All right, whatever." So I get the gown on, and I walk over, and it's like December in Toronto. It's cold, I'm naked, and I sit down on one of these cold metal chairs, and I'm uncomfortable, and there's two ladies talking about their brain surgeries too. One lady's like, "Oh, my tumor, it's benign, so it'll be fine. I have so much faith in doctors." And it's not helping my nerves, right? Because their conversation is like, I'm up here now, and I'm cold, I'm like freaking out, and I'm nervous. And the only thing I can think is like, when I stand up, are my balls gonna be frozen to the steel chair? Right? So I was kind of freaking out. And then they put me on the stretcher, they wheel me down, and I'm in front of the OR. And this nice little nurse, she was an anesthesiologist, older lady, she comes over and she goes, "Mr. Grant, do you have any questions? Are you nervous? How do you feel?" And I'm like, first of all, at this point, I hadn't had a drink in like 14 months, because I'm what I like to call an alcoholic. So I can't have things like Caesar salad, root beer, licorice, wine gums, stuff like that. So I said to her, I'm like, the only thing I could think of was like, "Listen, lady, I used to be so good at doing cocaine, so like, I don't want to come out of this and say mean shit." And she said something that just calmed me right down. She said, "Sweetheart, no. Sweetheart, the ones that go in nice usually come out nice." And I was like, all right, I just went from here to here. And then they opened the door to the OR. And I'm on the stretcher, and there's doctors and machines, and I'm freaking out. And I didn't know until afterwards, but they had me like face down, ass up for brain surgery, so that my brain would slide the right way instead of back into the hole. And I'm like, so why did they need my boxers to come off then? My farts sound like yawns. So I'm sitting on the stretcher, and my doctor comes in, lovely Iranian man. He went above and beyond for me, and he says, "Mr. Grant, it is time. Are you prepared for this? I'm going to put a needle in your arm, and you'll feel it get warm." And I'm like, "All right, let's do this." So he puts the anesthesia in my arm, and he's like, You know, some people like to think of a happy place. Or some people like to go down from time. Dark. The only thing I said to the man was, dark. I could feel the night juice. And that was that. I got up and I got out of there with 20 staples in my neck, good to fucking go. And now we're back at showtime. So thank you for letting me share a little bit of my story. And I'll be over there if you guys want to see the scar. It'll be $1.25. If you want to smell it, $2.50. My name is Taylor Grant. Let's bring your host back up.
Taylor Grant, everybody! That man had brain surgery. Give him a round! Yeah! Do you remember what your doctor's name was?
Yeah, Dr. Fauci.
Tell him we say, okay job. Are you guys ready for your